We've all seen someone on the bus that we thought was beautiful. Of course, the minute you've seen them, you've already fallen in love, but that's not your concern. Your main concern is how to make a girl think about you. Whether you want her to think about you organically or if you want a girl to think about you over text, you came to the right place. Follow these steps on making a girl think about you, and you'll be stuck in her mind. 1. Have a goal in mind. If this is just for your ego, then don't bother doing this. Come on, man, you can't play with people like that. If you like her and you want to date her, then that's your goal. Figure out where you'd like this to go and then work towards it. If it's asking her out on a date, then you'll be keeping that in mind when you're talking to her. 2. Don't always be there. If you want her to think about you, you can't always be there. Really, don't always be there. Of course, you may believe that no other guy will be able to squeeze in as long as you're stuck to her. But if you're always there, you look desperate, and not to mention, very clingy. And trust us, desperation never won the heart of a girl. So, give her some space, so she can start to think about you. If not, you'll just suffocate the thoughts right out of her. 3. Go slow. You want to rush, of course. You want her to think about you, and the next day you ask her out, and then the day after that, you start dating. But the reality is, if you want her to think about you, you need to go slow. It's like making a stew. Yeah, you can cook it quickly, but the authentic flavors rise over time. You need to build the tension between you two, and that takes time. 4. Easy with the texting. Texting is how we all communicate, but there's a point where it becomes too much. This is the mistake so many people make. Let a conversation die naturally over text. Don't text her every 5 minutes. Let her breathe. She can't miss you if you're always there. 5. Don't follow the routine. If you typically text each other at night, switch the routine up. People like spontaneity, and doing things out of the routine will make her think about you. Why? Because you're breaking the pattern that you've developed with her. She usually knows when you go to work or when you're going to text her. By not sticking to the routine, you keep her on her toes and you on her mind. 6. Surprise her. Okay, you don't need to take her on a romantic picnic or lay under the stars. Of course, you can do that if you want to, but it's not necessary. Surprises don't need to be big and fancy. They just need to have some effort put into them. Surprise her with a book she really likes or something that reminds you of her. 7. Don't get too mushy. Of course, you like her a lot, and there's no problem showing her how you feel. But if you want to know how to make a girl think about you, you'll want to keep your emotions a minor low-key in the beginning. You may be feeling emotional and totally in love, and you may want to express all of those emotions you're feeling. But sometimes, this can be seen as looking desperate. So, rather than looking like you're head over heels in love even before she reciprocates or falls for you, be a little reserved with your feelings in the beginning. 8. Desire comes from a sense of uncertainty. When you manage to get yourself into the head of a girl, it's because you rattled her mind a little bit. You took her off her routine. This is essentially what makes her think about you. You've made yourself different from the other guys, and you present to her a side of mystery that the others don't show. 9. Compliment her the right way. There is a right and wrong way when it comes to compliments. The wrong way is calling her sexy bitch or juicy ass. Come on, there are better ways to compliment a woman, honestly. If you treat her like she's a piece of meat, you're not going to get far. But if you compliment her in a way that shows respect, those words will stick in her mind. 10. You are still your first priority. We tend to throw in everything we have to get them to like us back when we like someone. This is the wrong way to go about it. Regardless of who the person you like, make sure that you don't make them a priority over yourself. You are still your own person, and they are only one part of your life, not all of it. Lead your own life and let her see that you have other things that matter, and take up your time. She'll only respect you more and desire you more because it gives off the impression that you're a challenge. 11. Know your boundaries. Boundaries are crucial. If your goal is to be her friend, then ignore this step. But if you have feelings for her, you need to know where your boundaries are. Yes, you can show friendship, but she also needs to see that you're not interested in being just her friend. You don't want to be considered like her brother. 12. Flirt. If you want her to think about you when you're not there, then flirt with her. This will do a couple of things. First, it'll build the sexual tension between you, and secondly, it'll get her to replay your conversations in her head. By replaying these flirtatious conversations, you're already in her head. That's what you wanted, right? 13. Remember details. When you are talking to her, really pay attention. Don't gloss over the details. Try to remember when she said her mom's birthday was or where she is going this weekend. This way, when you check it, you can mention what you've talked about before. When you remember those little details no one else does, this girl will think about you, and in a great way. 14. Respect her. You might think this is silly because, of course, you respect her. But, it is still shocking how much disrespect women have to deal with on a daily basis from strangers, coworkers, and more. Show her respect. Appreciate her take on things. Listen to her. Don't patronize her or talk down to her. Never assume you know something you don't. This is what it takes for her to think about you when you're not around. She will remember the guy who has always treated her as an equal. 15. Make plans. Setting up plans with a girl will make her think about you. She will be excited to go do something together. She will worry about what to wear or how to style her hair. Even if you don't know if she likes you, plan something fun to do together, and she will look forward to seeing you. 16. Be positive. Wondering how to make a girl think about you? Be positive. You don't have to be crazy optimistic. But, seeing the bright side of things makes people want to think about you. No one wants to think about Debbie Downer. When she has a bad day, remind her she's headed home to watch her favorite show. If she has a bad meeting, remind her it is done, and she can move on. You don't have to be over the top about it, but she should think positively when she thinks of you, which will help. 17. Have patience. She will not just start thinking of you for no reason. You can't expect to compliment her once and follow up about her family reunion and then get a text from her. This is a long-running game. You need to be patient. Show her that you are a good guy and worthy of being on her mind.